Your boy, third time's a charm from heaven, and I recorded the intro 3 fucking times. Attack on Titan, episode 1. Watched it when it came out, day 1, like 4 weeks ago. Just get into it. Time management, butt cheeks, have thoughts. Get this done quickly so we can go on to new episodes that I haven't watched. Manga reader. I've read every chapter until the most recent one. The number of that one, I don't know. 137, 130, who knows? The fucking Falco is the last thing I saw. Not gonna say anything about what happens to Falco, but I'm gonna try to make sure to avoid manga spoilers. But stick around, and we will. Back on them streets, gotta make some head. After serving the news. Truth be told, I'm not sure why I put this takeaway down. Like I said, it's been like a month now. So my first takeaway, literally my first one was, should I watch Jujutsu Kaisen? I guess I'm asking y'all that. Should I watch it? Let me know. I know Jujutsu Kaisen was the most hyped up anime of the previous season. Even more so, I think, than... Well, I guess Demon Slayer had a movie, not necessarily a show. But I know Jujutsu Kaisen was incredibly hyped up. The manga is also being, I think, very hyped up right now. So let me know if I should watch that. My second one is fuck big bro Falco. I believe I'm referring to old Galliard, and specifically, I think, yeah, there we go. Gally, that's a pretty bad time to freeze. I just wish that Gabi and Falco got killed, especially Gabi. Fuck Galliard. Theme song, very topical. I felt the actual sound to it. I don't want to play the sound and get like fucking copyright struck. But the intro, a lot of people when this came out a month ago were wondering like, what is the purpose of the intro? Like, why is it so strange? Why is it so abstract? Why is it so basic? Like, it wasn't really shooting for anything in particular. And if you look at it, the only really noticeable things are elements of war, birds.
Birds flying, better duck. Birds flying, better duck. I'm feeling like
birds flying out of the sky. I'm just saying, it's kind of relevancy there. It's kind of like a really unfinished painting, is what I alluded to. The intro, I believe, also referred to war, something to that extent. I didn't even, when I rewatched this yesterday, I didn't even like bother listening to the intro music. Titans flying from the sky. Apropos to the content of this episode, I think there might be another moment that's very relevant with that. Just destruction. I want to say mutually assured destruction. Everything being destroyed. Quite a few elements of this that are relevant to manga readers. And then it finishes with a bunch of dead bodies. Yeah, okay. Now it finishes with the Attack Titan slash Devil, however you want to look at that. I believe this is from, I may be wrong about this, but I believe this is also, like, this exact figure is also in the depicted painting or whatever of Emir meeting Satan that happens way earlier in the series. Which I think is a correlation there. And my fourth takeaway is that Satan or Aaron, again, a manga reference, I suppose. Number 5, fuck Gabi. I think it's, again, because of... I'll say one thing. The series does a really good job so far of making Gabi way more redeemable and well developed, as I believe most anime do. Usually they add more exposition and narrative that you can only really get from having live imagery and you know, words being actually heard versus read. But God, I fucking hate Gabi. And I think a lot of people, I don't think they're there yet. A lot of people are going to hate Gabi in, I believe, a couple more episodes. About, I think, like 5 or, like, maybe, no, I'd say probably about 3 or 4 based on the way they're going pretty fast, trajectory-wise. Number 6, there's a random ass shadow clone noise at 1608. I don't know why it's so special to me, but let's see if I can get it to play. Yeah, yeah. I hope y'all can hear that. This is a random like shadow clone popping noise there. If you've read Naruto, that's a very familiar sound to you. So that's just something funny to me. And the Zeke scene, which follows up I think very shortly. I mean, for this guy that's supposed to be essentially like, the what we know of as the antagonist of the past couple of seasons. I guess you could consider like other guys like Annie and Rod being also up there, but the most, I think hated figure before we found out about his identity was probably the Beast Titan / Zeke. And, it like the most epic scene I feel like of this, especially the anime, of this episode belonging to Zeke, him having standout moment. I think that does a lot. Someone should have shot Rainer's ass down. I don't know. I think it's, let me see. I think it was like Rainer comes down after the Titans do, and he's like floating by himself. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, you guys know there's like special Titans that are like way more dangerous than other ones. They even have armor-piercing missiles because they know of Rainer. Why would someone not be on alert? And they're like clearing out all these Titans. Like they're, as Rainer even says himself, they're like washing the normal Titans. Why did someone not shoot this guy down? I would have been looking for him more than anybody. I mean, you're fighting Marley, Beast Titan, Armor Titan, Jaw Titan, Warhammer Titan. Those are soon to come. Anyway, Middle Eastern. That was interesting to me, like just the phrase Middle Eastern, because I was not sure how real life topography and geography tied into Attack on Titan. I don't think it's ever been really something that was worth thinking about before the sea came about. And there's a lot of Asian. Oh wait, I don't think it's been talked about yet. Never mind. Or has it? Tell me if the Ozambito has been referenced before, and I believe it has, the Ozambito. I'm pretty sure. But if I'm wrong, then so be it. This is a spoiler if I'm wrong, but not a big one. Just skip ahead like 20 seconds. So the Ozambito are Asians, like actual Asians. At least like look and appearance and like the general landscape where they live at is like Asian. So it's that plus this Middle Eastern part kind of makes you think, okay, maybe it's just Marley and Eldia, these, just, what's the one I'm looking for? Fictional areas, landscapes, countries, people. But Isayama said it within the scope of an actual, like, town, or not town, but world, like our world. So, I don't know, that's really interesting to me. I didn't really notice the value of the CGI. I think I meant to say that I think the CGI is overhated. Like I think most people, it came on the Colossal Titan that broke it for a lot of people. Yeah, I mean, when you go back and watch, like I've never like rewatched Attack on Titan, so I've never like seen how I didn't remember until I looked it up after watching this the first time, like how the Colossal Titan looked like initially. And yeah, I mean, it's a bit drawing in comparison. I think people overblown it. I think he ships a CGI too, based on the way I didn't actually notice it the first time. The normal Titans that were CGI didn't look that bad, and I think CGI is something they will kind of have to do from time to time because of how massive the landscape of this is, and just how many. I mean, they probably don't have many people on board with COVID being a thing, so they have to take some liberties, some civil liberties there. And speaking of civil liberties. So there's a scene towards the back end, and a lot of people that were even manga readers are kind of like, "Whoa, that's interesting." And I'm just gonna say, it's a moment that I don't know if it happens in the manga. It may happen in the manga, but for it to happen this early, kind of weird. And then I think the outro is my outro takeaway, and the outro to this. It's kind of correlated. There's a lot of things they hint at, and I'm not gonna say anything in particular, but there's a lot of things they hint at with this outro. So all in all, I thought episode 1 was probably like 8 out of 10. I thought it wasn't amazing to me, but I liked seeing the kind of different animation. I was a fan of how they made Gabi more redeemable and more just well developed. They made Falco more his own person versus just being the fucking teat to Gabi, and they laid. Listen, Margarita or not, you can tell they laid on Falco pretty heavy. You can kind of imply that he matters a little bit just off of that. Yeah, I mean, just about everybody that returns seem like pretty decent people. The battle scenes were not the greatest, but it looked cool. Animation looked kind of cool. But I mean, for an intro that kind of doesn't really do much in the grand scheme of things, to show you it's a cold opening basically. It doesn't show you anything about any of the old cats, any of the guys we grew up with, season 1, season 2, the Eldians, up until like literally the very last. I can't say that. So I'm saying to say that like it's a very cold opening, and it felt good. Introducing all these new characters, I think he did pretty well. So I think we'll end it on that, and I'm gonna watch episode 2, get my thoughts on that eventually, hopefully pretty soon.